Today, we're going to talk about how meditation works to clear the mind. I've been studying and practicing meditation for over 25 years as a body mind fitness coach. That's my profession. And I trained with the Taoist master for over 10 years. So I can provide you insight that's grounded, practical, pragmatic, but also it can go as deep as you want to take it. So we want to know how meditation clears the mind, and we want to understand the process behind it. I once had someone tell me that they understood meditation better after I explained it this way than when they actually went to India to study under the Tibetan masters. So hopefully this provides you with an aha moment to make it really clear on how meditation can work to clear your mind. So let's say this is you. This is your consciousness, this whiteboard. And so over the course of the day, you're going to have various thoughts. Let's say you wake up and the first thing you think about is, yeah, let's get some breakfast. And then you get up and you're like, well, let me look at my phone first, right? And you start thinking about your phone. Oh, I got some texts and some emails I got to attend to. And your mind starts going to that. And then you think about something that somebody said last week and you said, I didn't appreciate or I didn't like what she said. So somebody said something that really got under your skin. And let's say then you thought about your future after that, and you had some thoughts about what could happen, what should happen. You thought about something that something political that I can't spell right now, but you get my point. And then you thought about something in the past, and then you thought about your dog and how you needed to go later to the grocery store to pick up a few things, and then what was going to be for dinner later on that night, and then you thought of a family member, and then you thought of something that after you got up and you looked at yourself in the mirror, you were like, oh man, I have some flabby I need to get rid of. And so you said, I hate this about my body, and which obviously you should never do, but that was just a random thought that came up. And then you thought, oh, I need to take a shower and hurry up. And so you thought all these thoughts. And in the course of a day, a human being thinks 60 to 70,000 or more thoughts in just one 24-hour period of time. And so over the course of the day, our mind just keeps firing these thoughts, and we think that we're in control of these thoughts. It feels like if we are. When you sit down and you meditate, over time, what you're going to discover is that your mind has a life of its own. And we don't choose our thoughts as much as our thoughts just continually run on this incessant chatter, this constant stream of talking and noise. And these thoughts jumble from thought to thought. And we don't have as much control over it as we think we do. And this is part of our ego or our self-image or the mental construct of who we are. It's not really who we are. Who we are lies underneath. But on the top layer, our cognitive layer, we're symbol-based on a timeline, and we're jumping from thought to thought. And that's our cognitive mind at work. Now, when we go through our day and through our thoughts, we're going to have certain emotions. Let's say you didn't like what she said. That gave you some anger, right? And so you're a little bit mad. You thought of this political thing. That gave you some anger too. Anger. Okay. I can't spell. All right. And then we go to, I hate this. This gave me some anger about, my body. And so we had these points of emotion that gave us some color to our day. And then we had in green, let's say we had a happier thought. Let's say breakfast made me happy. And then, phone made me happy at first, although it turned to anger later. And then the past, I was nostalgic for a little while, thinking of some nostalgia. The future, the dog made me happy, thinking about the dog, and thinking about the shower because I love showering. Feels good. I was happy, and my family made me happy. And then hurry up, and so on. So I had some happy points in my day, and these are all emotions which are fleeting. They're impermanent. None of them are permanent. So we jump through these different emotions. Now, let's say blue was sadness. So this person, I didn't like what she said. It kind of made me sad thinking about that. Thinking about my future was making me sad because there was some things going on in the world that, kind of made me feel kind of down. And Hurry Up kind of made me sad because I felt kind of rushed. And so, and sometimes you'll feel like maybe a big glooming sadness that kind of like, you know, runs larger underneath everything. But you get the point. We are colored through our emotions, and our thoughts are incessant, and there's all this chatter, and we're in this, jumbled kind of incessant chattery noise of cognition. That's our cognitive mind. That's our cognitive mind, and that's what we deal with day to day. And we feel that this is normal because it's our normal framework, but this isn't the only way that we can operate as human beings. This is humans that are kind of trapped in our own cognitive minds. So now we get into meditation. Meditation is the tool that brings us into the present moment. So this eraser symbolizes the opportunity to create a gap in this cognition. So now we have some pure gap of silence. And in that silence is experience of a field of experience. Hard to explain, but it's not a thought. It's a experience of pure conscious awareness. Okay? So when you feel that gap, when you experience that gap, there's no thinking involved, but there is complete alertness, and there is a shift in your own consciousness. But it's starting to string these gaps together, right? So you'll have another gap later on. And this happens over time. After you practice meditation for a little while, you'll experience another gap. And you'll start to feel like these gaps are starting to string together. So you might have like a smaller gap here and then a little gap here. And now you're feeling more of this silence. And maybe it's giving you some peace and equanimity that you're bringing back into your daily life. And that's one of the great things about meditation, but it's getting you familiar with all of this underneath the noise. And so these gaps start to get bigger. Now that's a real big gap, and we really get to experience a different part of ourself, a part of our own conscious mind. And it can be scary at first because we're not used to it, right? They think, or people say that meditation is, about being peaceful and feeling at peace or at one with the universe or whatever. But really, you're experiencing yourself at a deeper level, and that can be uncomfortable a lot of the times. So we start to get more and more openings until eventually we can experience this part of ourself, this fundamental nature of ourself, the whiteboard, the consciousness underneath all of the thoughts. And now we can not only just experience that, we can come back. Now here's where the practicality comes in. We can come back. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you're going to lose your thoughts and your emotions. Don't worry. Those are going to come back. Whether you like it or not, they're going to come back. But now we can come back with intention. We can come back, and this is where they talk about manifestation, visualization to manifest what you want. So maybe we want more connection, right? So we can intentionally start to create that in our life. Maybe we want better finances and more focus on that. So bringing money into our life. Maybe we want to change something with our career, or maybe with a relationship and in our life. We want more out of a relationship, or maybe we want more focus on nature or things that are fun. We're just not having as much fun as we want to with our life, or maybe more fitness, or we want to focus on our spirituality, right? So there's all these things that we can now come back to. And then when you do have an emotion, let's say you have some sadness, the difference now is that with somebody who practices meditation, you can see this more clearly. It's not all jumbled up inside of everything, and you're more aware of how this is affecting you, why it's affecting you, and why, more importantly, you're holding on to it. Meditation practitioners still get the emotions, but the difference is the eraser is in their hand. They can easily let them go, okay? Whereas someone else might hold on to sadness for hours or a full day or multiple days. And this is when you get into depression and these darker moods that last a long time. The anxiety and depression occur because we recycle these thoughts and emotions. So this gives you the power back. Okay, so and now you can have more control over your life. So this is how you're clearing your mind in meditation. You come back, you clear your mind, and your mind will get refilled with thoughts, and that's not going to stop, but you'll be more in tune with who you are fundamentally underneath everything, and that's going to make all the difference. So if you want to learn more about how to meditate, click on the video I created for you here, and I'll see you on the next one.